Mods, mods, mods. Some let you eat your pickaxe, and some let you do battle with eldritch horrors using a rocket launcher that shoots villagers. No matter how you slice it, mods are an essential part of Minecraft's popularity, and today we'll be diving into the mods that define Minecraft, the most popular mods, and the mods with the biggest impact on both the modding community and vanilla Minecraft. If that sounds interesting, let me break it down, so sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. There are two mods that stand alone at the pinnacle. They've become so popular that they're known even to people who know nothing about modding. They are RLCraft and the Aether mod. Let's start with RLCraft. RLCraft is actually a mod pack, and it turns Minecraft into a completely unrecognizable game, and cranks the difficulty of survival up to 11. In RLCraft, you are a very small fish in a massive and terrifying ocean. Every mob is out to get you, and even basic hostile mobs make you feel like you're fighting a mini-boss. RLCraft has roguelike dungeons with brand new loot and item slots for trinkets and baubles that have special effects. It has massive dragons that one-shot you, difficult survival mechanics like realistic thirst and temperature needs, damage for specific parts of your body, skill trees that limit what tools you can and can't use, and just about every RPG mechanic you could possibly think of. And if you play, you will die. A lot. And I mean a lot. You'll die right off the bat when you think things are sweet and mine your first tree. You'll die in a cave. You'll die in a house. You'll die with a mouse. You'll die in a box with a fox. You'll die. The other mod in this iconic duo is the Aether, possibly the most nostalgic of all mods. If you're old enough, I'm sure you can remember watching your favorite Minecraft YouTuber play the Aether mod, and running into your own game to make the glowstone portal, only to be met with soul-crushing sadness. But the Aether is real, and it introduces a brand new heaven-like dimension opposite the Nether, set with floating islands, flying mobs, 3 brand new ore types, and huge dungeons where you can fight mimics and valkyries, and eventually bosses like this guy, the Valkyrie Queen, and the Sun Spirit, who all guard new items and accessories with special effects. The Aether's place in modding history is huge. It was released in 2011 and was one of the first mods really recognized by Mojang. It was the first big event mod, and as soon as it was released, it shattered download records and became a massive hit on YouTube. It was so prolific that the developer of the mod, King B-Dogs, was actually hired by Mojang and was made lead developer for the Warden and Ancient City updates. Now let's take a quick detour and talk about the history of mods. In the early days of Minecraft, when mods first started being created, there were 3 big mods that were extremely popular and would set the standard for the future of modding. They are considered foundational mods, and they all had a massive influence on not only mods, but on Minecraft itself. First is actually Cursed Forge itself. It was originally just called ModLoader, and served as a standardized framework for other mods. Basically, before Cursed Forge, people would just download random mods off the internet, try to install them directly into Minecraft's game files, and more than likely be hit with a game crash or incompatibility error. But with Cursed Forge's release, mods were organized and checked for compatibility. This made modding simple and streamlined, which was extremely important for getting people interested in modding Minecraft. Next up is Industrial Craft. Industrial Craft was the first ever tech mod. It introduced moving mechanical parts and machines that could be used to charge batteries and craft tools and weapons. It looks simple now, but at the time of its release it was revolutionary. Back in 2011, Redstone was still in its infancy, and Industrial Craft introduced an entire world of ideas, creating the genre of industrial modding, as well as changing the entire landscape of tech mods forever. You could also build a nuclear reactor, so... The third and final foundational mod is Too Many Items. Now called Just Enough Items, due to inflation I guess, Too Many Items is basically just a creative mode menu that could be accessed in survival. This mod actually inspired the modern creative mode menu in vanilla Minecraft. And while this mod isn't anything visually stunning, its UI is used in almost every current mod pack. And Just Enough Items is currently the single most downloaded mod in the world, at over 450 million downloads. Now, let me organize things for a second. There are tens of thousands of unique mods, but they can be generally broken down into 5 basic categories: adventure and world generation mods, tech mods, magic mods, quality of life mods, and bigger mod packs that are too broad to classify. Let's start with adventure mods. Adventure mods, like the Aether, add new biomes, dimensions, items, and lore to the base game. The Twilight Forest is a perfect example. It added the new Twilight Forest dimension, with its own unique biomes, mobs, and bosses, along with a new looting system. It also had a defined progression, unlike base Minecraft, with an order that you had to beat bosses in order to progress through the story. Being released in 2011, it was one of the first adventure mods and would help inspire the genre. The next adventure mod is Biomes O'Plenty. This mod added over 80 new biomes, each with their own trees, terrain, mobs, and ambiance. And in a time where Minecraft only had 3 biomes, plains, deserts, and jungles, the addition of this many new biomes created a completely new adventure in the game. It also made huge strides for Minecraft's terrain generation, and many people say Mojang took inspiration from Biomes O'Plenty for their 1.7 update titled The Update That Changed the World. Mo Creatures was a similar mod, adding dozens of new mobs to the game, including horses, that were later added into vanilla Minecraft. Mojang actually worked with the creator of Mo Creatures, Dr. Zarky, to code in horses and taming mechanics for the 1.6 update. Back to the mod, Mo Creatures went a long way to show that mobs could be friendly creatures that you could interact with and observe, instead of hostile mobs that you just have to fight. Next we have tech mods. Tech mods change the game by adding a combination of software and hardware components and mechanics that change the way Minecraft can be played and automated. Industrial Craft was the mother of all tech mods, but thermal expansion is equally important in the world of tech mods. It had a simple UI and introduced Redstone Flux as its universal energy system. Redstone Flux is now the standard energy unit for modern tech mods. The mod introduced dynamos for flux generating, ore pulverizing, sawmills, auto crafters, and many other automated machines. Applied Energistics is our next mod. It created digital storage systems and item networks. Basically, it turned the massive chest monsters that you'd see in an average tech mod into a neat modular storage system. Your inventory could be accessed from a central terminal, and items could be crafted in bulk. This mod was the base for all types of modern storage mods. The fourth and final tech mod I think deserves a spot are Open Computers and Computer Craft. I put both of them in one spot because they're extremely similar. These mods introduced real coding languages into Minecraft. Lua for Computer Craft, and Java VM for Open Computers. They opened the door for fully automated scripting for things like farms, doors, inventory sorting, and minigames. The addition of coding to the game actually helped open the door for Minecraft to be used as a learning tool in real life. The next category is magic mods. Magic mods are defined by mysticism, mystery, spells, and magical progression. They're similar to tech mods, but instead of focusing on engineering mechanics, they use a much simpler system of mana rituals and spells. That's not to say they aren't as complex as tech mods, but their complexity comes from the discovery of spells and interactions between different magical game mechanics, instead of hard-set technical rules. First up is Thaumcraft. This mod made magic something to be learned and discovered. Instead of just crafting a wand and shooting lightning out of it, magic had to be researched and discovered using research tables. Viz was the mana currency of the mod, and it could be channeled into 6 primal aspects, and those primal aspects could be combined into whatever spell you could imagine. The mod introduced magic gauntlets and tools, alchemy and infusion crafting, and magical mobs like golems. Thaumcraft inspired many magic mods that came after it. And ever since it stopped receiving updates, Thaumcraft is one of the most missed mods in the game's history. Next is Botnia. Botnia is a magic mod, disguised as a tech mod, disguised as a magic mod. Wait, no, that's stupid. Point is, Botnia focused on automation through natural magic and mana. Flowers are used to generate mana, and that mana is used to craft magical tools and accessories. The reason I say this is a mixed swirl of a tech and magic mod is that it has all the automation and technical features of a tech mod, with none of the complicated interfaces. Everything is done through simple in-game mechanics. There are no electrical cables or menus to program. This idea of immersive game design instead of UIs and pop-up screens was hugely influential in the development of mods going forward. And Botnia is still receiving regular updates as of this video, and is hugely popular both by itself and in many mod packs. The last item on our magical chopping block is Ars Magica. This mod lets you craft your own magical spells. Ars Magica has a much more structured magic system compared to Thaumcraft, introducing mana systems, XP-based progression, and spellbooks with hundreds of spell combinations. This mod blends the idea of RPG magic mechanics with the creativity that's essential to Minecraft. Players have full control over the spells they create, while still having a defined magic system with natural limits. The final category of mods are mod packs. I wanted to separate these mod packs from the rest because of their complexity, and the fact that these mod packs are greater than the sum of their parts. RLCraft is the perfect example. It's a combination of so many survival mods that it would be unfair to just call it an adventure mod. Another great example is the original Skyblock mod, created by Noob Crew. This mod introduced the concept of Skyblock, starting with a tree, a couple of dirt blocks, and a cobblestone generator, and expanding out into its own world. Skyblock as a concept is huge, with billions of views on YouTube, and millions of downloads. Building off of the concept of Skyblock, we have the Sky Factory mod. This mod pack was basically Skyblock on steroids. You actually start the mod in black and white, until you discover different colors. Sky Factory has hundreds of mods including Ars Magica, Botania, Thermodynamics, Applied Energistics, and much, much more. You build from your little dirt island into one with massive farms and fully automated machines. Sky Factory is one of the most downloaded mod packs of all time, and is actually on its 5th iteration, with each version adding more mods and more chaos to the idea of Skyblock. Moving on from Skyblock, we get to Tekkit, which bundled some of the most prolific tech mods, including Industrial Craft, Buildcraft, Equivalent Exchange, Red Power, and many more. These mods came together to make a factory-style progression for the game, focused on building massive machines and automating everything. Tekkit offered an easy step into all things tech mod, by making an easy-to-download and more compatible bundle. And in my mind, that ends our list. Each of these mods deserve their spot in history, whether it be through sheer popularity, influence on the game, or influence on the modding community. Every one of these mods is massively important in their own right. But I'm not saying I got them all. If I missed your favorite mod, or a mod you think is just as important, let me know in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed, consider liking and subscribing. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.